morning. I'm Michelle Basch.
I'm John Aaron. A plan to reopen the federal government has won final approval in the Senate. The vote came late last night, and the measure now heads to the House, which will return into session for the first time in nearly 8 weeks. WTOP's Mitchell Miller has more today on the Hill.
We finally have the ability tonight to end this shutdown.
Maine Republican Susan Collins, the Senate Appropriations Chair, pointing out that 3 major spending bills included in the measure will fund programs through the next year. The legislation also includes language guaranteeing that federal workers laid off during the shutdown will get their jobs back. But there is no provision for an extension of Affordable Care Act subsidies to prevent insurance premiums from soaring, something many Democrats have fought for. Virginia Senator Mark Warner opposes the legislation.
We've got to continue this fight on health care. We've got to continue the ability to try to make Virginians and Americans' lives more affordable.
On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
The soonest the House could vote on the plan is tomorrow afternoon.
Meantime, the shutdown continues to impact air travel across the U.S. as more and more air traffic controllers continue to call out sick, and more flights will be cut today, a larger percentage of them. WTOP's Neil Augenstein reports passengers at Dulles are hoping for the best and trying to keep things in perspective.
We just came early because we don't know what the line is going to be because of the shutdown.
This passenger here at Dulles hopes her flight to Chicago arrives on time so she can make her connection to Japan. The past few days have been worrisome for this passenger who's heading with her friends to Aruba.
Not being able to make our flight or our flight changing. We've been planning this trip since January.
Her friend realizes there may be some delays.
It's not the worst. No one likes to be stuck at the airport, but I could be stuck outside, so.
And she just keeps focused on her destination.
Sitting on the beach, honestly, yeah. Drink in hand, that's all I need, yeah.
At Dulles Airport, Neil Augenstein, WTOP News.
And checking flight disruptions at this hour at all 3 of our area's airports. At Reagan National, we have 42 cancellations and 17 delays. At Dulles, 31 cancellations, 18 delays. And at BWI Marshall, 27 cancellations and 8 delays.
Today is Veterans Day. This morning, President Trump is scheduled to lay a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. Other commemorations are planned at memorials along the National Mall, including a 9 a.m. ceremony at the World War II Memorial. There are numerous free events, meals, and more available to veterans and active duty members of the military today. They include free admission to Mount Vernon, a free Grand Slam breakfast at Denny's, and free haircuts at Great Clips. Read all of what's being offered at WTOP.com.
A tech issue at the Department of Veterans Affairs has delayed GI Bill payments for thousands of students this semester. And while the problem started months ago, the government shutdown has made matters worse. Here's WTOP's Mike Murillo.
Jonathan Mackey's a senior at Southeastern Louisiana University and lost his father at a young age. Now for college, he's using his GI benefits, but due to a glitch in the VA's new claim system, he says he's been underpaid for months.
The shutdown still has been facing months of uncertainty since September.
While Mackey's in Louisiana, Ashlyn Haycock-Lohman with the Arlington, Virginia-based Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors says the D.C. region is one of the hardest hit by this.
Northern Virginia in particular is one of the most populous locations for surviving families in the country.
She says more should have been done to notify families even before the shutdown began. The VA tells WTOP in a statement that the payments are behind schedule due to a switch to a new claim system, a high volume of fall enrollments, and what it calls the Democrats' government shutdown. It says students will be paid in full, but it may take until November or early December to resolve what's going on. Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
Coming up, just how much more chilly weather do we have in store? Traffic and weather in 30 seconds.